Okay, so the flow for today is definitely going to be a bit more of an upper body flow, a bit more core intensive. We're going to take this toward the lopsided crow. A lot of work through the shoulders, bent arm strength, the upper back. We'll be working a lot of compression as well, which is basically working on the closing of the hip flexors here, pulling your thigh in toward your belly as much as you can. So keep all that in mind. The only demonstration I have here is moving toward that lopsided crow. Now what's going to happen once we get into the flow, if we're going to take this into crow first, I'm going to separate out the two poses. I recommend going into both of them however far you decide to take this, and I'll show you how to link the two poses together if you're interested in taking that option. But as usual, from here we'll take this into crow from a forward fold. So you can bring your hands down about shoulder width, press your palms, dig your fingertips down, grip the floor, lift your heels and bring the knees to touch your arms. Now look forward and lean. Just go slow, and as your shoulders come forward, let your feet lift together, toes to touch, pull the heels toward your seat, and we'll just hold this for a breath or two. And then we'll set the feet back down and come down into all fours. And this is where we take the lopsided crow setup from here. So once you're in all fours, you're going to bring one forearm down. So I've got my right forearm down on the floor. I'm going to keep the elbow to the side, bring the hand in towards center. So that forearm's going to be diagonal in relation to the rest of your body. With the other hand, so I've got my left hand, slide your hand back so you can keep the elbow stacked over the wrist. It's possible to balance this with the hand forward, but when the forearm's more diagonal, it's hard to summon up the strength to actually stay stable. Keep in mind, so this is going to help you out quite a bit. You can always rotate your fingers to the side. Keep that elbow pulled in. Now just look straight down to the floor, tuck the toes of both feet, lift your knees and bring your hips up high. So this is basically a lopsided dolphin. But walk your feet forward, get the hips up as high as you can, and the more vertical you are through your torso, the better off you are as far as balancing this goes, even though it gets a little bit scary. Now just keep looking down. So my left arm's closest, so my left elbow's high. I'm going to bring my left knee onto my left arm, fold the leg in completely. You don't want to just let your foot hang, keep in mind. So keep that in close. Use your inner thigh, squeeze the second leg into the first, and then see about lifting that second foot up as well. There's still only one knee on my arm. Keep in mind, you're just squeezing the legs together. Hold this for a few breaths, and then go take the vinyasa from there. And just work it as best you can, all right? So it's an odd shape. It's definitely going to be lopsided. That's part of the thing. And just feel it out. Work it as best you can. Try to get your hips up as high as possible. Whether or not you balance the thing completely, get as close as you can. Now, if you're more used to this kind of thing and you want to see about linking the two poses, you can start in crow and then just drop an elbow down and come into that lopsided crow. And it's worth practicing this just for building up the strength of holding our attention, moving from one pose to the next, and trying to control the landing of the elbow, working on your balance from here. Now, if you want to take this, and I'll just show this once, and come into your crow first. So again, lift your heels, bring the knees to your arms, lean forward, look forward, keep your hips high and your head low, keep your grip, and then bring the feet up together, toes to touch, pull the heels up toward your seat. Now just keep looking down at the floor, keep gripping, and then you're going to shift over to one side. So I'm going to drop my left elbow down this time. So I'm going to squeeze both legs over to the right, keep my hips high, my head low. As you're looking down, grip the floor, and as slowly as you can, pivot to the side. You're trying to set the elbow down with as much control as possible. That last few inches is a real hassle as far as the control goes. Now, ideally, you're going to be able to stick it with your hips up high and try to hold on to that. What usually happens is the elbow comes down, you kind of roll off to the side. Takes a little while to get that down. So work that as best you can. If you roll off to the side, it's not that big a deal. I've done it just dozens of times trying to figure out that whole transition. And really, this is about holding as much tension as you can as you move from one pose to the next. So just feel it out and work it as best you can. That's always an option, keep in mind. So to get this started, let's go ahead and come to standing. Bring yourself to the front of the mat. And then just take a look at how you set this up. So feet about hips width distance apart. And let's start with some internal rotation here. Bring the big toes in towards center so they're closer to each other than your heels are. And look down. Lift all 10 toes up off the floor. Spread them out nice and wide. And with your toes spread wide, set them down one by one and grip your mat. Now bring your weight forward as much as you can toward your toes. Pull the weight back toward your heels. And just center yourself somewhere in between and still keep your toes active. Now hold on to the tension in your stance. Tense up your thighs to draw the kneecaps up and hold some tension in your glutes. And we're going to open up the chest. So bring your hands behind your back, palms facing away, fingers spread wide. Keep the elbows wide and your shoulders pulled back. Keep your chest open. Now even as you move into the arch in your spine here, reach the crown of the head up toward the ceiling. Draw your chin in just a bit. Keep the back of the neck nice and long. Relax your shoulders down away from your ears. And then just close your eyes. So just take a moment to settle in here like this. Let your mind quiet down. And then just start to deepen your breathing. So the inhale's pulling as much as you can. Fill up your lungs. Hold on to all that breath at the top. When you exhale, constrict the back of your throat. So slow your breath down on the way back out. And just work to make your exhales last at least as long as your inhales as you breathe. And just keep breathing like this to start. Now when you're ready, here, take a deep inhale. When you exhale, just open your eyes. And then just take things slow. With an inhale, reach your arms up high. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Inhale, reach up high. Exhale, hands through center again. Inhale, arms up high. Exhale through center. Inhale, reach up high. And with the exhale this time, lean right. Reach your right hand toward the floor. Stretch your left arm right. Bring your gaze up high. Pull your left shoulder back. Inhale, come to center. Reach up with both arms. And then with the exhale, lean this left arm reaching down. Stretch the right arm left. Pull the right shoulder back and look up. Inhale, back to center. Both arms high. With the exhale, lean this right again. Press your hips to the left. Bring your gaze up high. Inhale to center. Reach up with both arms. Exhale, lean left. And take it further. Press the hips to the right. Look up toward the ceiling. Inhale, back to center. With the exhale, lean this right one more time. Right hand reaching down. Left arm stretching right. Pull your left shoulder back. Try to open your chest toward the ceiling as you're leaning. Keep looking up. Inhale, back to center, both arms high. Now with the exhale, lean left one more time. Stretch your left arm down. Right arm reaches left. Bring the gaze up high. Pull the right shoulder back. And as you're leaning, open up your chest toward the ceiling on this side. With your next inhale, back to center, reach up. And then with the exhale, bring the hands down through center and to your hips. Draw the shoulders back. Keep your chest open. Put a little bend in your knees. And then hinge from the hips. Lead with your chest. Come down halfway. Look forward. And then once you're halfway down, just go ahead and relax. Bend the knees deep, bring your fingertips down to the floor. And just keep your hips high, your head low, shake things out just a little bit. And then we'll take a twist from here within this fold. So put the weight to your left foot. Step your right foot back and across, outside edges of the feet to touch. Now, center your weight on that right leg. Straighten it as much as you can. Deep bend in your left knee, light on your left foot. And you should already feel this in the outside of the right hip. Now to take things further, slide your left hand as far as you can go over to the right. And then if you want to go further still, work the twist by reaching your right arm high. Look up toward the ceiling. Keep that shoulder lifted. You can take it further with a half bind. Right arm behind your back, palm face away. Pull the shoulder further back. Center the weight on the right foot. And just keep breathing. Keep looking up. Take an inhale. And then with the exhale, release both hands down. Now release the cross your legs. Step the right foot over to the right side. And then let's take it with the other foot. Left foot back and across. Outside edges of the feet to touch. Center the weight on the left foot. Keep that leg as straight as you can. Deep bend on the right knee. And feel this in the outer left hip this time. Now to take it further, slide your right hand as far as you can over the left. And if you're ready to take it further, reach your left arm high. Look up toward the ceiling. Keep that left shoulder lifted. To go further, take your half bind. Left arm behind your back, palm facing away. Pull that shoulder back. Look up toward the ceiling. Keep breathing. And then take an inhale. And with the exhale, just release the twist and bring your left hand down. Uncross your legs. And you're still folded. Now see it, you bring your feet together, inside edges of the feet to touch. And then bend the knees. Bring your belly down. Bring your torso down to touch your thighs as much as you can. And let's start to take this down low. Now, as you bend the knees further, bring your hips down lower, look forward, and then reach your arms forward as a counterbalance. Now, if this is as far as you can lower with your feet flat, stay here. If you're able to take it further, keep reaching, and see about sinking your hips further down. Keep your belly touching your thighs as much as you can. And then once you can't lower any more without dropping down, one hand at a time behind you, and then come down to a seat. Once you're down, just go ahead and separate the feet about hips width distance and fold your knees side to side. Just feel things out here. And then just bring this into center. We're going to take this into boat. Sit this up tall. Take hold of your knees and squeeze your thighs into your chest. Lean back. Now press your low back forward. Try to keep your spine as vertical as you can. Lean back just enough to take the weight off your feet and just hover right here. Now to take this further still, go ahead and release your grip. Arms at your sides, bring the shins up toward parallel with the floor and just hold. And just breathe with us here for a moment. Now I want to work the compression from this position. We'll take this back and forth to the bottom of a pistol squat. So as you're ready, let's take the first round slow. Bring the right foot down, hands down behind you. Now push your torso into the right thigh, extend your left leg forward. You can bend the knee if you need to. But then set yourself back down, bring your legs back together and come to boat. Now left foot down, right leg forward, hands behind. Push your torso into your left thigh, round this forward. Come back to your seat and back to boat. And then right foot down, left leg forward. Now maybe reach forward. Press your torso into the right thigh. You can use your hands if you need to. But then sit it back down, bring your legs back together, back to boat. Left foot down, right leg forward. You can reach or use your hands to press your torso to the left thigh. And then come back down, back to boat. We'll take a few more rounds. Right foot down, left leg forward, torso to the right thigh. Squeeze your legs toward each other. And then come back down, legs together. Left foot down, right leg forward. Press forward into your left thigh. Bring it back down and come back to boat. Let's take another round. Right foot down, left leg forward. Press your torso into the right thigh again. Bring it back down, back to boat. And then left foot down, right leg forward. Press your torso into your left thigh. Come back down, come back to boat, and just hold your balance. Now as you hold on to this, bring your hands behind your knees. And then sit this up taller. Draw the thighs in close. Try to bring your torso to upright. And this is good enough. Now if you can take it further, maybe reach forward, take hold of your big toes. Now try to keep your legs squeezed in toward each other. Maybe lift your feet a little bit. Maybe a lot, but sit this up tall best you can. Press your low back forward. Keep your gaze forward. Just keep your balance here. And then when you're ready, take an inhale. And with the exhale, just release this. Bring your feet down to the floor and set the hands down behind you. We're going to set this up for reverse tabletop. Now feet in front of you, about hips width distance apart. Hands behind the shoulders, shoulder width, palms down. Fingertips forward if you can. You can always rotate out to the side, and that might be easier on the wrists. But pressing your palms, lift your seat just a little bit off the floor. And then let's go up and down. With an inhale, press your hips up high, squeeze your glutes. Exhale, sink this down. Inhale, lift your hips up again. And then with the exhale, lower. Inhale, press this up high. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, bring your hips up again. And then exhale, lower. Now with your next inhale, press up high. Just hold here. And you can look forward, look up, or hang your head back. But keep your glutes squeezing, keep your hips lifting, keep your chest pressing up. To take it further, dig into your heels. Try to pull them toward your hands. Engage more tension to the back line of your body and breathe. Take an inhale. With the exhale, come all the way down. Now once you're down, just take a moment, shake your hands out a little bit. And I want to take another version of the shape, and this time to stretch across the shoulders and the chest. Now go ahead, scoot your seat forward toward your heels just a little bit more than usual. And then I want you to come down to your forearms so your elbows come all the way down. Now see if the elbows stay about shoulder width distance apart. And then go ahead, face your palms in toward your body so the pinky edge of your hand is on the floor. You can always curl your fingers into fists. But when you're ready from here, just press down, hover your seat up off the mat. It's going to be a little bit more restrained, but work it as best you can. So squeeze your glutes, press your hips up high, and then sink back down. Press into the floor, lift your hips, squeeze your glutes, and then come back down. One more time, squeeze your glutes and lift, hold here. Now keep your glutes squeezing, keep your hands pressing down. You can look forward, you can look up, you can hang your head back, keep your chest lifting, and just breathe here. It might not be entirely comfortable, just work it as best you can. Now take an inhale. With the exhale, bring it back down. And then just one by one, come up onto your hands. And come up to a comfortable seat. Loosen things up, roll out your shoulders, shake your hands out just a bit. And then when you're ready, cross at the ankles, roll forward your hands, come into all fours. Now from all fours, just move around. Stretch your hands, stretch your fingers, let the shoulders and hips move side to side and feel things out. And just notice where you're loose and where you're tight. Now bring this into center. Let's take this into the wrists. So wrists, actually stack your hips over your knees, but slide your hands in a little bit closer, maybe so that 1 or 2 hands lengths forward your knees. So most of the weight's coming to your legs. Now flip your hands over one at a time. Backs of the hands down, palms face up. The fingertips point toward the knees. And you can always bring the hands right in front of the knees and take almost all the way to your legs. Now spread your fingers wide, press your fingertips down. Keep your hands tense with as much or as little pressure as you need. Press your spine up toward the ceiling. And just feel this out here. Maybe just sway the shoulders side to side. This could be good enough. Now, if you want to take things further, come into center, arms straight, fingertips pressing down, pull your belly in, keep your spine rounded, and keep your belly pulled in like somebody's trying to punch in toward your stomach. Don't let that go. We're just going to take this through scapular push-ups so your belly stays pulled in. Now, sink your chest low toward the floor, let the shoulder blades move toward each other, and then press your spine toward the ceiling so the shoulder blades spread apart. And just keep moving like this, down and up, with your belly pulled in and your low back rounded the whole time. So keep your core braced and in position. And as you're moving up and down, you're doing this without tilting your pelvis forward and back, keep in mind. Now you're just trying to get a little bit more freedom of movement around the shoulder blades. If you're able to take it further, you can make this more circular, bringing your head forward and then back, belly still pulled in, and just moving between the shoulder blades, letting your rib cage go up and down. Work it as best you can. If you're not used to it, it's a little difficult to tune into, so just feel it out. Now, the next time you press your spine up toward the ceiling, just hold here for a moment. And then release. Come up onto the fingertips. And walk the hands forward. Come to your usual all fours. Wrists under the shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Now with your palms down, rotate your hands one at a time. Fingertips out to the side and then in toward your knees. Now set your palms flat. Spread the fingers out wide. Grip your mat. And keep your hands tense like this. Press your spine up toward the ceiling. Now as you hold this, you can just stay here. Maybe circle the shoulders or the wrists. That could be good enough. But if you're able to take it further, then keep your arms straight, keep your fingertips gripping, tuck your toes, and lift your knees up off the mat. Now go back and forth. Bring your hips up as high as you can, and then just dip your knees down. And then again, lift your hips up high, and then bring the knees back down. One more time, lift your hips. Now this time, sink down, hover the knees up off the floor, hold here, belly pulled in, and then just pulse the knees up and down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set your knees. And then come up onto the fingertips. And down to sitting on your heels. Take a moment, shake your hands out. Loosen up your fingers and loosen up your wrists. And then once the hands are ready, come back to all fours. Now let's take it down into a forearm plank. So bring both forearms down to the floor. You can have the forearms parallel with the palms flat or press the palms together. But go ahead and step your feet back. Bring your body into line. And just press your spine up toward the ceiling. Keep your hands pressed down. Now from here, we're just going to go straight forward and back, dig down into your toes, and then bring your head as far forward as you can, and then press straight back, forward for 2, and press it back again, forward for 3, press this back, and then forward for 4, press it back, forward for 5, press this back again, and then forward for 6, press it back, forward for 7, press it back again, and then forward for 8, press it back, forward for 9, press it back again, and then forward for 10. Press it back. Go ahead, sit your knees down, come up onto your hands. Just find all fours for a moment here, move around. And when we take it back onto the forearms, we're just taking a little intermission here because I don't want to kill everybody. So bring yourself back down to the floor. And this time bring your hands together so the elbows are shoulder width. Go ahead, step your feet back, find your forearm plank, feet about hips width distance apart. And we're actually going to take this into a forearm side plank. So roll your heels to the right and reach your left arm high. Now keep your hips lifted, and this is good enough. You can always just stay like this. If you can take it further, bring the left arm behind your back, half bind, palm facing, keep the shoulder pulled back. If you want to take it further still, and this is definitely going to be hard, press into the right foot, lift your left foot up off the floor, but bend the knee and point that left knee toward the ceiling. Now back and forth with your left leg. Touch the big toe down to the floor behind you, and then lift the knee, big toe down behind, lift the knee, big toe down behind one more time, lift the knee, and then come back to center, back to your forearm plank. Feet hips width, and we'll take the other side. Roll your heels left, come up onto the right hand, and then see about reaching your right arm high. Hips stay lifted, you can always stay here. Now to go further, half bind, right arm behind your back, palm facing, keep that shoulder pulled back. If you're going to take it further still, push into the left foot, keep the hips lifted, lift the right leg, but bend the knee and point it up toward the ceiling. Back and forth, big toe down to the floor behind you. Lift the knee, big toe down behind, lift the knee. Big toe down behind. Lift the knee one more time. Come back to your forearm plank. And then take an inhale here. And with the exhale, set your knees down. Come back up onto your hands and just move around. All right, one more thing before we move on from warming things up here. Let's take this into that lopsided setup. So stay on your left hand, but come down onto the right forearm. Right elbow to the side. Bring your right hand toward the center of the mat. That forearm's diagonal. Slide your left hand back. Stack the elbow over the wrist and keep the elbow pulled into your side. Now look straight down. Tuck the toes of both feet. Lift your knees and bring your hips up high. And then see about walking your feet further and get your hips up as high as you can. Now just look straight down. Hold on to this here. Left elbow stays pulled into your side. When you're ready, reach your left leg high. And then scorpion the shape. Bend the left knee. Hang the left foot right. Stay here for a moment. Now with an inhale, straighten your left leg. With the exhale, bring the knee down, touch your left arm. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, knee to left arm. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, knee to left arm one more time. Now keep it here and keep that left heel pulled in close. Now just keep looking down. Use your inner thighs. Squeeze the right leg into the left. That's as far as we're going to take this. Go ahead and bring everything down. And come back to all fours. Take a moment here to breathe. And keep in mind, that's what we're moving toward here with that lopsided crow setup. Let's take the other side. When you're ready, come down onto your left forearm, but stay on the right hand. Left elbow to the side. Left hand moves to center. Slide the right hand back, stack the elbow above the wrist, and keep that elbow pulled in. Look straight down. Tuck the toes of both feet. Lift your knees and bring your hips up high. Walk the feet in. Hips as high as you can go. Keep looking down. When you're ready, raise your right leg high. Bend the right knee. Hang the right foot left. Come into scorpion here for a moment. And then with an inhale, straighten your right leg. Exhale, bring the knee down, touch the right arm. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, knee to right arm. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, knee to right arm. Now keep it here and keep that heel pulled in. Keep looking down. Use inner thigh. Squeeze the left leg toward the right. And then release. Bring everything down. And come back to all fours. Once you're in all fours, just take a moment here. Move around and breathe. Now you can just stay here and breathe and take a break, and that's fine. Maybe take another stretch before we move on. But whenever you're ready, go ahead, tuck your toes, straighten your legs, lift your hips, and find your downward facing dog. Now once you move into your down dog, take a look at how you set this up. Hands about shoulder width distance apart. Press your palms flat so you can feel some weight toward the base of your thumbs. And sink your chest down low to the floor. As your chest sinks down, press your hips up as high toward the ceiling as you can. Keep that long upward reach of the hips. And keep your core tense. Draw in through the belly around the low ribs. Keep your hips reaching high. If your legs are tight, go ahead, bend your knees and let it go. And maybe just pedal this out and let your hips move side to side. When you're ready, take an inhale. And then with the exhale, just bend the knees. Look forward, step to the front. Let's take a ragdoll fold. Now feet about hips with distance apart, deep bend in the knees. Let your belly touch your thighs. Let your head hang. Let your spine round. Let everything go long and loose here and let the muscles in your neck relax. Now you can hang your hands to the floor. Maybe reach to opposite elbows and sway side to side if you want to take this further. And then from wherever you are, just release any grip that you have. Keep your knees bent to begin and restack your spine slowly around this up to standing. Bring your head up last. And then just open up your palms at your sides. Now when you're ready, with an inhale, reach your arms up high. And then with the exhale, just bring your hands down to heart center. Now take a moment here to breathe, set an intention. Let your mind clear, find your focus. Take a deep inhale. And then with the exhale, just release your hands. Now with the next inhale, reach your arms up high. And with your exhale, slowly fold this forward. Hinge at the hips. Start with a straight spine, put a little bend in the knees. Keep your core engaged, move smoothly, and then release at the bottom. Now with an inhale, lift it up halfway, fingertips to the floor, or to your shins, lengthen forward through the crown of your head. And with the exhale, just bring your hands to the mat and let's step it back to high plank. Now find your shape, wrists into the shoulders, palms press to the floor, press the floor away from you. Press your spine up toward the ceiling, keep that lift. Take an inhale. And then with the exhale, slowly bring your shoulders forward as the elbows bend. Now keep your body in line. Elbows pulled into your sides and lower with control, all the way down into your belly. Now once you're down, flatten the feet out behind you, hands under the shoulders, elbows into your sides. And we're going to take it up and down through low cobra. So with an inhale, just peel up your head, neck, and chest. Exhale, roll this back down. Inhale, peel up again. And then with the exhale, lower. Inhale, peel up one more time and stay lifted here. Now keep the lift in the upper body, press into your feet, take some or all the weight out of your hands. Elbows at your sides, pull the shoulders back, keep looking forward. And work to lift up a little bit higher. Take an inhale. Now with the exhale, just set your hands down, stay lifted. Slide your hands forward one at a time. And we're going to take this into Sphinx. So as you set this up, keep your forearms parallel, elbows underneath your shoulders, and dig your fingertips down to the floor. Grab your mat. Now kick your feet down, squeeze your glutes, keep your hips grounded. And then pull forward, draw your chest forward between the arms. You're trying to extend the spine forward, up and out of the pelvis. Top of that toward the ceiling. This is good enough. Now if you can take things further, keep drawing forward, but maybe start to lift the elbows a little bit. Maybe a lot. Keep kicking down. Keep your glutes squeezing. Keep lengthening your spine as you go deeper into the bend. And keep in mind, deepening is optional here. And then slowly, if you lift the elbows at all, bring them back down. And then go slide your hands back. Bring them underneath the shoulders. Bring the chin down to the floor. And we'll take it from here to upward facing dog. So with an inhale, straighten your arms. Now pull your chest forward. Let your hips hang. Stand at the tops of your feet. Keep your legs active. Work to lift your knees up from the mat. Take it further. Kick your feet down. Squeeze your glutes. Pull the hips forward to deepen and lengthen the arc all through the front. Lift up with your arms, but lift with your shoulders. Keep your neck long. Keep your chest pulling forward. Take an inhale. And then with the exhale, pull your belly. Hips are patted down, dog. Paddle out. Let your hips move side to side. And then let's take it through the sun salutations here, steady movement. So take a deep inhale. With the exhale, bend your knees. Look forward, step or float to the front. Inhale, lift it up halfway. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale to standing, reach your arms up high. And with the exhale, fold all the way back down again. Inhale, halfway lift. And with the exhale, hands to the mat, chaturangas, next half plank to low. With an inhale, open up your chest, lift your gaze, up dog or cobra. And then with the exhale, pull your belly in. Hips up, patted down, dog. 2 more rounds, keep it steady, take an inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step or float. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale to standing, reach us up high. And then with the exhale, bring it back down again. Inhale, lift up halfway. With the exhale, hands to the floor, high plank to lows next. With an inhale, open up, draw this forward. And then with the exhale, pull back in and bring your hips back up. One last round, take a deep inhale. With the exhale, bend your knees, look forward, step or float. Inhale, lift it halfway. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale to standing, reach up high. Exhale all the way back down again. Inhale, halfway lift here. And then with the exhale, set the hands, chaturanga. With an inhale, open up, draw this forward. Exhale, pull back in. Bring your hips back up. And just find your downward facing dog and breathe here. Now from your down dog, take a deep inhale. And then with the exhale, bend your knees, look forward, step or float. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to standing, reach us up high. Now with the exhale, this time sink into chair. Put the weight to your heels, bend your knees, and bring your hips down low. Now as you settle in, just pay attention to your stance. Feet within hips width distance. Big toes and knees towards center, belly pulled in. And then bring your hands to heart center. Spread the fingers wide. Interlace your fingers. Palms face away from you. Elbows stay wide. Now just face your palms toward the ceiling. Use this to draw your shoulders back and open up your chest. Now if this rounds you forward, you can always separate your hands. But keep your chest open. Keep your gaze forward. Hold the bend of your knees. Curl your toes up off the floor and keep them curled. And then just take it back and forth. Roll this forward with your heels up high. And then set your heels down. Bring this forward again. Lift your heels. And set the heels back down. One more time forward. Heels stay high. Hold here. Keep your gaze forward. Keep your chest open. And if you want to take it deeper, hinge from the knees. Bring the thighs down toward parallel with the floor. Keep looking forward. Now just set the right heel down. Take an inhale. And then with the exhale, hands to the floor, slide your left foot back, come into low lunge. Now from your low lunge, we're going to take it to side plank. Left hand's your base. Roll to the outside edge of the left foot and slide your right foot back. Now you can keep the right foot down or drop your left knee or stack your legs. But keep your hips up high, reach your right arm high, gaze up toward the ceiling. Good enough to stay here. Now if you want to take things further, lift your right leg, bend the knee, point it toward the ceiling. And take a half bind, right arm behind your back, palm facing away. Now back and forth with the right leg, big toe down to the floor behind you. Lift the knee, big toe down behind. Lift the knee, big toe down behind. Lift the knee one more time, and then bring the right hand forward, right foot forward, come back to your low lunge. Now, take a look at your stance. Make sure your feet on two separate tracks, hips width distance apart. We're going to take this as a grounded twist. Make your left hand to a fist. Press into the floor inside the right leg. Take your half bind again, right arm behind your back, palm facing away. Pull that shoulder back and try to stack the right shoulder above the left. Look down the length of your left arm. Now take it slow. Push into your right foot, hover your left hand up off the floor, and then bring yourself all the way up. Right shoulder back, left arm forward, and then hinge from the hips. Lightly touch your left hand down to the mat. Again, press into the right foot. Right shoulder back, left arm forward. Hinge from the hips. Lightly touch your left hand down one more time. Press into the right foot, lift back up. Right shoulder back, left arm forward. Hold here. Now keep your chest open to the side and look back over your right shoulder. Just hold here. Left hip still pulling forward. Now with your next inhale, turn to center, arms reach high. Exhale, hands to your hips. We're going to take it to warrior one. Now go ahead, set your left heel down. Give yourself a moment to adjust your stance. We're still deep bend on the right knee. Left leg straight, but both feet are flat. Left foot points to the side at least a little bit. Pull the right hip back, left hip forward. And you can always shorten or widen the stance as you need to. Let this work with your hips so you can keep the hips squared to the front. When you're ready, bring your hands behind your back. Interlace the fingers. Pull the palms together. Keep your shoulders pulled back and keep your chest open. Back and forth from here toward humble warrior. Take an inhale. With the exhale, hinge from the hips. Lead with your chest. Belly to your right thigh. Bring this down low. Inhale, come all the way back up, right shoulder, stay pulled back. And then with the exhale, hinge from the hips. Lead with your chest, belly to the right thigh. Inhale, bring it up one more time. With the exhale, hinge forward, hinge from the hips, belly to the right thigh. Now you can stay here and just look forward, good enough. Or maybe come down further inside the right leg, you can round your spine and hang your head. Now if you want to take it deeper, maybe press your knuckles toward the ceiling. Keep the right hip back, left hip pulling forward. Keep your belly touching your right thigh. And if you want to go deeper still, maybe straighten the right leg a little bit or a lot, but keep the contact belly against your thigh. Now slowly, with an inhale, bring your torso upright. You're still in that warrior one. Shoulders pulled back. Now bring the weight forward toward the right foot. Lift your left heel. Drag your left big toe forward till all your weight centered on the right leg. You can keep a bend on the right knee if you need to. Keep your hips squared, keep your chest open, and then hinge from the right hip to lift your left foot. Now keep your lifted body in one long line. This might be your warrior three. If you can take it deeper, keep hinging. Maybe come down toward parallel with the floor. And if you want to take it even deeper, make sure everything stays in line. But you can bring your head lower than your hips as long as that left leg's going high. Take it to where you can. Try to keep that left hip level with the right and keep breathing. With your next inhale, bring yourself upright. Left foot sets down next to the right. And then the left foot's your base. Bring yourself to standing with your right knee high. Now dig into the left big toe. Just slow your breathing down. And then go ahead and release the bind. Bring your hands to your hips. We're going to take this into dancer. Line the right knee up with the left and then reach back with your right hand. Find the inside edge of your right foot. Now once you got that grip, go ahead, kick in your hand, line up the knees. You can stay here, but to go further, left arm high, palm forward. And then kick to the right hand, lean against the tension of the kick. Draw the right shoulder forward to lift the right knee, keep your gaze forward. And just take it down as deep as you can control. Everybody take an inhale. And then with the exhale, just release this. Both hands down, both feet down, forward fold. Now from your fold, when you're ready, take an inhale, lift it up halfway. And with the exhale, set your hands and let's take this into crow. Palms down. Grip the floor with your fingers. Lift your heels and touch the knees to your arms. Now look forward, lean forward. Just go slow, but lift your feet together. Toes to touch, heels pull up toward your seat. And then go bring your feet down. Let's take that setup for the lopsided crow. Bring both knees down to the mat. Now we're going to do this with the right forearm down. Elbow to the side, bring the right hand to center, that forearm's diagonal. Slide your left hand back, stack the elbow above the wrist and keep the elbow pulled in. Now just look straight down, tuck the toes of both feet. Lift your knees and bring your hips up high. And then walk your feet and get the hips up as high as you can. Now, left knee to left arm, keep that left leg folded in, left heel pulled in close. Using that thigh, squeeze the right leg toward the left. And then maybe lift your right foot up as well. Take it the way you can. Try to hold your balance. And then once you're ready, go ahead and take it through your vinyasa. We'll meet in down dog. All right, from down dog, let's take all that to the other side. When you're ready here, take a deep inhale. With the exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step or float. Inhale, lift it up halfway. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale to standing, reach us up high. Exhale, sink into chair. Put the weight to your heels, bend your knees, and bring your hips down low. Now again, feet within hips with distance, not too wide. Big toes and knees towards center, belly pulled in. And then bring your hands to heart center. Now interlace your fingers, face your palms away from you. Palms up toward the ceiling. Now keep the elbows wide. Use this to draw your shoulders back and open up your chest. You can always separate your hands. And keep your knees bent. Now curl your toes up off the floor. Let's go back and forth. Roll this forward, heels up high. And then set your heels back down. Bring it forward again. Lift your heels. And then set your heels down. One more time forward. Heels stay high. Hold here. Keep your chest open. Keep looking forward. And if you want to go deeper, hinge from the knees. And bring your thighs down toward parallel with the floor. Now just set the left heel down. Take an inhale. And with the exhale, both hands down. Right foot slides back, low lunge. Now from your low lunge, just take it into side plank. Right hand's going to be your base. Roll to the outside edge of the right foot, slide your left foot back. Now you can keep your left foot down. You can drop the right knee. Or you can stack your legs. Reach your left arm high. Keep your hips lifted. And take a half bind. Left arm behind your back, palm face away. Draw the shoulder back. Now, if you want to go further, lift the left leg off the right. Bend the knee, point it up toward the ceiling. And let's go back and forth. Big toe down behind you. Lift the knee. Big toe down behind. Lift the knee. Big toe down behind. Lift the knee. Take an inhale. And with the exhale, left hand forward, left foot forward. Come back to your low lunge. Now take a look at your low lunge. Feet on two separate tracks, hips with distance side to side. Make your right hand to a fist, press it to the floor inside your left leg. And take your half bind again. Left arm behind your back, palm facing away. Draw that shoulder back. Try to stack the left shoulder above the right. And look down the length of the right arm. Now press into your left foot, hover the right hand up off the floor. And then slowly bring your torso upright. Left shoulder back, right arm forward. And then hinge forward, lightly touch that right hand down to the floor. Press into your left foot, lift back up, left shoulder back, right arm forward again. Hinge forward, lightly touch that right hand down. One more time, press into left foot. Bring yourself upright, left shoulder back, right arm forward. Keep that twist so your chest opens up to the left. Bring your gaze back over your left shoulder, just breathe. Now with your next inhale, turn to center, reach your arms up high. And then with the exhale, bring your hands to your hips. Bring the weight to the left foot, drop the right heel, and adjust this for your warrior one. So still a deep bend left knee, right leg straight, both feet flat, right foot points to the side at least a little bit. Pull the right hip forward, left hip back, widen or shorten the stance so you can keep your hips squared. When you're ready with an inhale, reach your arms up high. And then with the exhale, hands to your low back, find the interlace of feels strange. Interlace your fingers, pull the palms together, keep your shoulders pulled back, keep your chest open, and keep your hips squared. Take an inhale. Now with the exhale, hinge from the hips, lead with your chest. Belly to your left thigh, keep looking forward. Inhale, come up all the way. And with the exhale, hinge forward, lead with your chest. Belly to your left thigh. Inhale, bring it up one more time. Exhale, hinge forward, belly to the left thigh. And stay here, maybe just look forward. Now you can round your spine, hang your head low. Maybe press your knuckles toward the ceiling. Draw that left hip back, right hip forward. And if you want to go deep, keep your belly touching your left thigh, but maybe straighten that left leg a little bit or a lot, whatever you can maintain contact with. Now with your next inhale, slowly bring yourself back upright, still in warrior one. And keep your chest open. Bring the weight forward toward your left foot, lift the right heel. And then press in your left foot, drag the right big toe forward till all the weight's on your left leg. Just keep a little bend in the left knee. Now, push to the left foot, lift the right foot up off the floor. Lean forward, keep your lifted body in line, and keep your hips squared. If you want to go deeper to your warrior three, you can keep hinging from the left hip. Maybe bring your body toward parallel with the floor. Try to keep looking forward. If you go deeper still, You can get your head lower than your hips, but that right foot's got to come up even higher. Keep breathing here. Now with your next inhale, bring yourself upright, right foot down next to the left, and then the right foot's going to be a base. As you're ready, come to standing with your left knee high. Slow your breathing down, dig down with the right big toe, and then just bring your hands to your hips. Now I'm going to take this into that dancer's pose, what I'm trying to say. Line the left knee up the right, and then reach back with your left hand, find the inside edge of your left foot. Once you got the grip, kick in your hand, line up your knees. And then keep looking forward, reach your right arm high, palm forward. As you kick into that left hand, lean forward against the tension of the kick. Pull your left shoulder forward to lift your left knee. Keep your gaze forward. And just take this as low as you can control. Take an inhale. And then with the exhale, release. Both hands down, both feet down, forward fold. From that fold, when you're ready, take an inhale, lift it up halfway. And then with the exhale, set your hands, and we'll take it to crow. Grip the floor. Bring your heels up, knees to the arms. Look forward, lean forward, keep your hips high, keep your head low, but lift your feet together once you start to bring it up off the floor. Now go ahead, set your feet down, bring your knees to the mat, and we'll take the lopsided crow on this side. So when you're ready, bring your left forearm down, elbow to the side. Left hand moves into the center, that forearm's diagonal. Slide the right hand back, stack the elbow above the wrist, and keep your elbow pulled in. Look straight down, tuck the toes of both feet. Lift your knees and bring your hips high. Walk the feet in, hips as high as you can go. Now keep your hips lifted like this, right knee to the right arm. Fold that right leg completely, pull the heel in. Squeeze the left leg toward the right, use the tension of your inner thighs. Maybe lift your left foot up as well. And just breathe with this. When you're ready, take it through another vinyasa. And once you find your down dog, just move around and breathe. All right, let's take the next sequence from your downward facing dog. Take an inhale. With the exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step or float. Inhale, lift it halfway. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale to standing, reach up high. And with the exhale, sink back into chair. Put the weight to heels, bend your knees, and bring your hips down low. Now, once you settle, we're going to bind this low. Right arm crosses your low back, palm face away. With your left hand, reach and grip what you can. You can find the wrist, maybe the elbow, anything in between. But draw back in that right arm, shoulder pulled back, keep your chest open. Keep your knees bent, lift your toes up off the floor. Back and forth, roll this forward with your heels up high. And then set your knees down. Forward again, lift your heels. And set the knees down. One more time forward, heels stay high, hold here, keep your gaze forward, shoulders back. If you want to deepen, maybe hinge from the hips, and bring your belly down toward your thighs. Keep the heels lifted, keep your legs squeezing toward each other, just breathe. Now when you're ready to set the right heel down, take an inhale. And then with the exhale, both hands down, left foot slides back, low lunge. From your low lunge back to your side plank. Left hand is your base. Roll to the outside of your left foot, slide the right foot back. You could have one foot down or one knee down, or stack your legs. Now keep your hips up high, reach your right arm high, look up toward the ceiling. Take a half bind, right arm behind your back, palm face away, keep the shoulder pulled back. Now if you want to take it further, lift the right leg, bend the knee, point it up toward the ceiling. Back and forth, big toe down behind. Lift the knee, big toe down behind. Lift the knee, big toe down behind. Lift the knee, and then right hand forward, right foot forward, back to your low lunge. Now from the low lunge, we'll take it up to warrior two. With an inhale, drop your left heel, lift your torso, wimble the arms, and open up to your left side. And give yourself a moment to feel out your stance. Deep into the right knee, left leg straight. One line from the front heel to the back arch. Keep everything opened out to the left side, and reach equally front to back. Now we're going to bind the right arm. Bring the back of the right hand to your low back. Point the elbow toward the front of the mat, and open up your left palm toward the ceiling. We'll go back and forth like this. With an inhale, reverse. Reach back, lean back, gaze up high. With the exhale, extend. Reach this forward and keep looking up. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extend. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extend. Inhale, reverse. Now with the exhale, extend forward one more time. Stay forward. And bring the left hand to your left hip. Right elbow to the right thigh or inside the right thigh. Just take that to where you can. Look up toward the ceiling. Now with your next inhale, just bring your torso upright. Left hand's on your hip, right arm still behind your back. Look over the right shoulder, keep that elbow pointing forward. Now we're going to take a half moon variation. Just go slow. Bring the weight to the right foot, lift your left heel. Drag your left big toe forward till all the weight's in your right leg. And then push into your right foot to lift the left big toe up off the floor. Now keep everything opened out to the left side. Left shoulder and left hip stay higher than the right. Look forward over the right shoulder. If you want to go deeper, you can keep hinging from the right hip. Maybe bring yourself toward parallel, but everything's still open to the left. Keep breathing here. Now take an inhale. And then with the exhale, release. Both hands down inside the right foot. Set your left foot down. And then turn completely to the left side of the mat. Now keep your hands down and stay folded. Bring your legs into a horse position. Heels and toes out. Bend the knees so the thighs are toward parallel with the floor. Hips are low. Move side to side with your hands down. And then just settle in its center. We're going to keep the fold. And we're going to take a cross step back and forth. Now put the weight to the left foot. Right foot back and across. And sink your hips down low for a moment. And then press down. Right foot steps out wide, back to horse. Now bring the weight to the right foot. Left foot back and across. See about sinking your hips further down. And then press down and step your left foot wide. Weight to the left foot, right foot back and across. Sink into the hips. Press into the floor. Step the right foot wide. Bring the weight to the right foot, left foot back and across. Sink the hips down. Press into the floor. Step your left foot wide. Weight to the left foot, right foot back and across one more time. Sink your hips low and stay low. Now, if you want to take it further, press the right leg into the left. Maybe lift the right foot. But just breathe here. And then press into the floor. Step your right foot wide one more time. Now, once you've got both feet down, bring your hands to your hips. And then slowly bring your torso upright, straighten your legs. Take a moment to breathe, to shake things out a little bit. And then go ahead, reach the arms out wide. Let's take an eagle bind. It's going to be right arm under, left arm over. Cross the elbows, palms to touch thumbs with your face. If you can't get the palms together, just reach the opposite shoulders. Do what works with the arms crossed. Shoulders down, elbows up. Now from here, lift your elbows, gaze up high. Look up toward the ceiling, open up your chest. Now keep the arms squeezing. Pull the elbows toward your belly. Round your spine. And then bend the knees, sink your hips down, back to horse. Now hinge from the hips. Bring your torso down low between your thighs. And then we'll take it back up. So lift your torso, bring your spine upright. Straighten your legs. Elbows high, gaze up high. And take this as much as you can. Pull the elbows toward your belly, around your spine. And then bend the knees, sink your hips low. Hinge from the hips, bring your torso down low between your thighs. Again like this, bring your spine to upright. Straighten your legs. Lift the elbows, gaze up high. And just draw this back, open up your chest, hold here. And then bring the elbows back down, look forward, keep the eagle bind. Now bend into both knees and just stay loose. Look down at your right foot. Pivot on the right heel, point the toes to the front of the mat. And then lift your left heel, square your hips to the front. Now as you're ready, we're going to take that warrior three. Bring the weight to the right foot. Draw the left big toe forward till all the weight's on the right leg. Lift your left big toe off the floor, keep your body in line. Maybe stay more upright. Maybe keep hinging toward parallel, keep your hips squared. And if you're going to take it deep, you can come lower than the hips with your upper body, but that left foot's got to lift. Now with your next inhale, come back upright, left foot down next to the right. Left foot's going to be a base. Bring yourself to standing with your right knee high. Now just take a moment, slow your breathing down, dig the left big toe down into the floor, and just bring your hands to your hips. Once you're ready, let's take dancer again. Line the right knee with the left. Reach back with the right hand. Find the inside edge of your right foot. Once you've got the grip, line up the knees. Keep your gaze forward. Reach your left arm high. And then kick into the right hand. Lean forward against the tension of the kick. Pull the right shoulder forward. And again, just take it as low as you can control. Keep looking forward as you hold this. Take an inhale. And with the exhale, release. Both hands down, both feet down, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. And then with the exhale, set your hands. We'll take it back to crow. Palms down, grip the floor. Lift your heels, bring the knees to touch your arms. Now look forward, lean. Go slow, but lift your feet up together. Toes to touch, heels pull up toward your seat. And then set your feet down, bring your knees to the mat. Let's take it to that lopsided crow. So bring the right forearm all the way down. Elbow to the side, right hand moves into center. Slide your left hand back, stack the elbow above the wrist and keep the elbow pulled in. Look down, tuck the toes of both feet. Lift your knees and bring your hips up high.
Keep looking down, but walk your feet and get the hips as high as you can go. Left knee to left arm, fold that left leg in close. And squeeze the right leg toward the left using the thighs. See about lifting your right foot up as well. And then when you're ready, take it through another vinyasa. Once you find your down dog, take a moment here, paddle out and breathe. All right, we'll bring all that to the other side. From your downward facing dog, take an inhale. With the exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step or float. Inhale, lift it up halfway. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale to standing, reach us up high. And with the exhale, sink in the chair one more time. Put the weight to heels, bend your knees, bring your hips down low. Now, once you settle and bind it low, left arm crosses your low back, palm facing away. With your right hand, reach and grip. You can hold the wrist, maybe the elbow, anything in between. But draw that left shoulder back, keep your chest open, keep your knees bent, and curl your toes up off the floor. Now, back and forth, roll this forward, bring your heels up high. And then set your heels down. Bring it forward again, lift your heels. And then set them back down. One more time forward, heels stay high, keep looking forward, keep your shoulders pulled back. But if you want to deepen, you can hinge from the hips and see about bringing your belly down toward your thighs. Keep the gaze forward, keep breathing. Now from where we are, just set the left heel down. Take an inhale. With the exhale, both hands to the floor, right foot slides back, low lunge. Into your side plank one more time, right hand's your base. Roll to the outside edge of the right foot, slide the left foot back. You can keep the left foot down, drop the knee, or drop the right knee I should say, or stack your legs. Hips high, left arm high, look up toward the ceiling. To go further, half bind, left arm behind your back, keep that shoulder pulled back. Lift the left leg off the right, bend the knee pointed toward the ceiling. Back and forth, big toe down behind. Lift the knee, big toe down behind. Lift the knee, big toe down behind. Lift the knee, take an inhale. And with the exhale, left hand forward, left foot forward, back to your low lunge. Now from your low lunge to warrior two, with an inhale, drop the right heel, lift your torso, wimble the arms, open out to the right side. And take a moment to set up your stance. Deep bend left knee, straight right leg, one line from the front heel to the back arch. Keep your hips down low. You can always lengthen this out. And let's bind the left arm. So back of the left hand to your low back. Point that elbow toward the front of the mat and open up your right palm toward the ceiling. Now keep your hips where they are and take it back and forth. Inhale, reverse, reach back, lean back, gaze up high. With the exhale, extend it forward and keep looking up. Inhale, reverse this. Exhale, extend. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extend. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extend forward one more time. Stay forward. Right hand to the right hip. And see about bringing that left hand onto your left thigh or maybe inside the left thigh. Right shoulder back. Keep your gaze up toward the ceiling. Just breathe here. Now take an inhale. And then with the exhale, just bring your torso upright. Left arm still bound, right hand still on your hip. Look over your left shoulder. We're going to take that half moon variation. Bring the weight to your left foot. Lift your right heel. Drag the right big toe forward to all the weights on your left leg, but keep your body open to the right side. As you're ready from here, just lift the right big toe up off the floor. Good enough. Keep the right shoulder and right hip higher than the left. If you can take it further, maybe continue to hinge from that left hip. You can bring your body toward parallel. I recommend still looking over your left shoulder. And just take things to where you can. Now take an inhale. And then with the exhale, both hands down, inside the left foot. Right foot comes down behind. Turn completely to the right side. And stay folded. Take your horse stance here while your hands are down. So heels in, toes out, bend the knees, sink your hips down low. Thighs toward parallel with the floor. Just move around for a moment. And again, we'll maintain the fold and take it into that cross step. So push into the floor. Weight comes to the right foot. Left foot back and across. And then see about sinking your hips down. Push down. Step the left foot wide. Come back to horse. Over to your left side. Weight to the left foot. Right foot back and across. This time sink your hips low. And then press down. Step your right foot wide. Weight to the right foot. Left foot back and across. Sink your hips. Press into the right foot. Left foot comes out wide. Weight to your left foot. Right foot back and across. Sink your hips down. Press in your left foot. Step the right foot wide. Weight to the right foot, left foot back and across, sink your hips and stay here. Now this is good enough, but if you can go further, press the left leg into the right and maybe lift your left foot up off the floor. Just take things to where you can. And then press down. Step your left foot wide, come back to horse. Now once you're back at center, bring your hands to your hips. And then slowly bring your torso upright, straighten your legs. Let's take a moment to breathe, shake things out. Now once you're ready, reach the arms out wide. And let's take the eagle bind, left arm under, right arm over this time. Cross at the elbows, palms to touch, thumbs with your face. You can always reach across to opposite shoulders, do what works. Keep your arms squeezing, shoulders down, elbows up. Now lift your elbows, gaze up high. And then just go slow from here. Pull the elbows toward your belly, round your spine. Now bend the knees, sink your hips down, come back to horse. Hinge from the hips, come down low between your thighs. And then bring your spine toward upright. Straighten your legs. Elbows high, let your head fall back, lift up. Now again, bring the elbows toward your belly, around your spine. Bend the knees, sink your hips down. Hinge from the hips, bring your torso down between your thighs. And then bring your torso back upright. Straighten your legs. Elbows up high, gaze up high, hold here. And then go ahead, bring your elbows back down, look forward. Now put a little bend in your knees, stay loose. And look down at your left foot. Now pivot on your left heel, point the toes to the front. Lift your right heel, square your hips forward. Now bring all the way to the left foot. Drag the right big toe forward till all the weight's on your left leg. And then lift your right foot up off the floor. We're taking this toward that warrior three. Maybe just stay upright at a diagonal. You can go further and keep hinging. Bring yourself toward parallel to the floor. Work to keep your hips squared. Deeper still, you can bring your head lower, but then that right foot's got to come up even higher. Now with an inhale, bring yourself upright. Right foot comes down next to the left. And then the right foot's going to be your base. Bring yourself to standing with your left knee high and just hold here. Dig that right big toe down, slow your breathing down. When you're ready, hands to your hips. Now let's take it to dancer. Line the left knee up with the right, reach back with your left hand. Find the inside edge of your left foot. Now once you got that grip, line up your knees. You can always stay here. To go further, right arm high, palm forward. Kick into your left hand, lean forward against the tension of the kick. Draw the left shoulder forward, lift your left knee higher, keep your gaze forward. And again, just take it down to where you can. Keep your balance, keep breathing. Take an inhale. And with the exhale, release. Both hands down, left foot comes down, forward, fold. From your fold, take an inhale, lift it up halfway. And then with the exhale, set your hands. We're going to take it back to crow. Palms down. Grip the floor. Lift your heels up. Bring the knees to touch your arms. Now look forward. Lean. Go slow. Lift your feet together. Toes to touch. Heels pull up toward your seat. And then go set your feet down. Come down into all fours. Last time, move into that lopsided crow. Now this time with your left forearm down. Elbow to the side. Left hand moves to the center. That form's diagonal. Slide the right hand back. Stack the elbow above the wrist and keep your elbow pulled in. Look straight down. Tuck the toes of both feet. Lift your knees and bring your hips up. Walk the feet up. Your feet in, I should say. Get your hips higher still. Now as you're looking down, right knee to the right arm. Fold that right leg in close. Pull the heel in. Use inner thigh. Squeeze the left leg toward the right. And maybe lift that left foot up as well. When you're ready, take it through one more vinyasa. Once you find your down dog, pedal out and breathe. Now let's take it to half pigeon. When you're ready with an inhale, raise your right leg high behind you. And with the exhale, bring it forward. Right knee behind the right wrist, right ankle somewhere behind the left. Go ahead, bring your left knee down, flatten that left foot behind you. Sink the hips down, pull that left hip forward and keep your hips squared to the front. Look for some of the stretch on the right side. Outer right hip toward the glutes. Now you can take whatever version you like. You can bring this toward the back bend and go deeper to extension. You can melt down. If you want to take this a little bit differently, I'm going to recommend moving into a little bit of a twist. Slide the left hand just inside the right if you want to go there. And then pull the right hand back to the right knee or back to the right hip. Look over your right shoulder. Now, you can take this in stages. If you want to take this just a little bit further, you can tuck the toes, your left foot, hover the knee, but keep your left hip pulling forward, both hips sinking down, and this could be plenty. Now, if you want to go even further, you can bend the left knee, lift the foot, Reach back with the right hand, and if you find that grip, pull that heel in toward your seat, pull your shoulder forward. And again, work to keep your hips squared, kick your right foot into the floor, and just breathe with us here. All right, now from wherever you are, come back up onto both hands just in front of that right shin. And we're going to take another pose. So pull your belly in, back the hips up over your left knee. Slide the right foot out to the left. We're going to take this into Gomukhasana. Pull the left knee in behind the right. Cross your legs, but bring your feet out wide. And as your legs are squeezing, come down to a seat between your heels. Now once you're down, work to get both sit bones down to the floor. If you need to back off, you can extend your left leg straight and just keep the right leg crossed over your left knee. Now sit this up tall. If you want just the half, let's start with the half bind anyway. Right arm crosses your low back, palm facing away. With your left hand, reach back. Now you can hold the wrist, reach to the elbow, anything in between. But draw back on that right arm, pull the shoulder back, keep your chest open, and maybe stay here. Now if you want the full bind, right hand up between the shoulder blades, left arm comes from above. And see about finding that grip somewhere in between. Keep your chest open, shoulders back, keep your legs squeezing, and just breathe here. Whatever version of the pose you can get yourself into. Take a deep inhale. Now with the exhale, just release whatever arm bind you're in. Hands down behind you, lean back, untangle the legs. And then just cross at the ankles, roll forward your hands, and step back to down dog. Let's take all that to the other side. When you're ready, with an inhale, raise your left leg high this time. Exhale, bring it forward. Left knee behind the left wrist, left ankle somewhere behind the right. Now go ahead, bring your right knee down, flatten the right foot behind you, pull the right hip forward, keep it in line with the left, and sink your weight straight down. Look for at least some of the stretch on the left side, outer hip or toward the glutes. Now you can go deeper toward a back bend. You can melt this down if you just want to rest. If you're going to take it toward that twist, slide the right hand over to the left and pull your left hand back to the knee, maybe to the hip. Now to take it just a little bit further, you can tuck the toes to the right foot and hover the knee. Keep the right hip pulling forward, both hips sinking down. Further still, you can bend the right knee and reach back with your left hand to find the foot. If you have that grip, pull that heel in close and draw your shoulder forward. Keep the left foot kicking down and just breathe with us here. All right, from where you are, come back up onto both hands just in front of that left shin. And then pull your belly in, back the hips up over the right knee. And let's take Gomukhasana. Left foot slides out to the right. Pull the right knee behind the left. Squeeze your legs together, bring your feet out wide. Now, as your legs are squeezing, come down to sitting between your heels again. And give yourself a moment. Get both sit bones down. Now, press your feet down to the floor. Sit this up tall. And this time, the low part of the bind, left arm crosses your low back, palm facing away. With your right hand, reach back. You can find the wrist, the elbow, whatever you can grip, but draw that left shoulder back and open up your chest. Maybe you stay here. If you're going to take the full bind, left hand up between the shoulder blades. Right arm comes from above. And see about finding that grip somewhere in between. Again, torso upright, shoulders back. Press your feet into the floor and keep your legs squeezing. And just breathe here. Now take a deep inhale. And then with the exhale, just release whatever arm bind you're in. Hands down behind you, lean back, untangle the legs. And then come all the way down onto your back. Now once you're down, pull your knees into your chest, squeeze everything in tight. And then go ahead, release your grip and bring your feet down to the floor. And we're going to take this into one long round of back bending. I'll start the cueing with bridge and lead into wheel. You could always take wheel from the beginning if you want to go deeper. And you can always stay in bridge. You don't have to go any further. But either way, feet and knees, hips with distance. Bring your heels in close. So you start with your low back basically flat. Arms at your sides, palms down. Keep your gaze high. Now when you're ready with an inhale, press your feet, lift your hips, and stay lifted. Now keep your glutes squeezing. Keep the hips pressing up. And this is good enough. Just hold the tension, lift. Now, if you're going to deepen your bridge, hands underneath your hips, interlace your fingers, pull the palms toward each other. Maybe work your shoulders further behind your back to open up your chest even more. Hips stay high. If you can take it further still, if you've got the reach, you can hold your ankles. And use that grip to lift the hips higher and open the chest up further. Now, if you're going to take it from bridge to wheel, keep your hips lifted but release your hands. Hands around your head, elbows high. When you're ready, press into your palms. You can always just lift to the top of your head. But then whenever you're ready, go ahead and straighten your arms. So hips toward the ceiling, chest toward the back of the mat. Keep your glutes squeezing. For either pose, you can lift the heels if you feel too much tension in the low back. But keep the glutes engaged. Tense up around the shoulder blades to help open your chest. And just try to keep your breathing long and smooth here. Take a deep inhale. And then with the exhale, bring everything back down to the mat. Once you're down, pull your knees into your chest and just squeeze them tight. And let's take it to happy baby. Reach between the knees. Take hold of the outside edges of your feet. And stack the ankles above your knees. Pull down on both sides. And try to get the knees down to the floor outside your ribs, but press your feet back up into your hands at the same time. Now keep the tension working both up and down. Try to flatten your spine. And if you want to take it further, you can rock a little bit side to side. Further still, you can extend your legs out against your grip. And then finally, from wherever you are, take a deep inhale here. Draw down as much as you can. With your exhale, just release. Extend your legs out fully. Lay your arms at your sides. Open your palms up toward the ceiling. And just let your eyes close here. Let your body sink down into the mat for a moment. And then just start to move bit by bit here, fingers and toes. Move your arms and legs. Take a deep inhale, reach your arms out long past your head. Let yourself stretch for a breath or so. And then draw everything back in. Bring the elbows toward your chest. Pull your knees up as well. And find your way up to a comfortable seat. Now, ground yourself into the mat here, stack your spine. Bring your hands up to heart center. And then take a deep inhale. Hold on to it at the top. And just let everything go. Now, thank you for joining class. Namaste.